Committee on Security of the Ondo State House of Assembly visited the agency to know how it's faring in the discharge of its duty. While briefing the legislators on the achievements of the Amotekun, the Corps Commandant Adetunji Adeleye, who is also the Special Advisor to the Governor on Security, informed that several kidnap attempts have been foiled, while efforts at flushing out criminals from the Sunshine State was gaining grounds.
It, as of today, has been relatively stable, and we thank God that we are able to maintain a relatively stable situation security-wise. After the security breach in Owo, we adopted a lot of measures, and we want to very specially thank Mr. Governor of Ondo State for the support in ensuring that we can contain the excesses the miscreants that planned to embarrass the state again.
The Amotekun boss, who noted that 85% of criminal activities were being perpetrated by motorcyclists, added that the ban on their operations at night is being enforced and over 100 motorcycles have been impounded. Mr. Adeleye equally commended the lawmakers for the legislative support towards the security outfit and assured them that the Corps is fully committed to securing the state and people. The chairman of the committee, Ololade Gbegudu, applauded the state government for its investment in the Amotekun Corps, noting that it has gone a long way in making the state habitable. He attributed the improvement in the socio-economic activities of the people to the change in the narrative of the security architecture of the state.
This is not an easy feat. In Nigeria, if a fraction of the country, the geographical location in Nigeria, has been able to achieve this, I'm sure by the time we replicate it all over the country, we'll have immense peace that we are always grateful in our dear country.
Other members of the committee, while pledging total support for the agency in combating crimes, said the safety and prosperity of the citizenry is paramount. Also in attendance during the visit was the Senior Special Assistant to Governor Akeredolu on Security, Jimo Dujumo Omoshiliola Adesoya Ajayi, Osrc News. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has asked President Muhammadu Buhari and 36 state governors to ensure people's rights to hold rallies. The group, in a statement by its Deputy Director, Kolawole Uluwadare, warned against the police being used by state governors to target supporters of opposition parties and those holding different political views. According to the group, facilitating the rights of supporters of political parties to hold rallies and processions on an equal basis would promote public confidence in the integrity of the democratic process. SERAP said it will continue to monitor how authorities at all levels are respecting, protecting and facilitating these fundamental rights ahead of the 2023 elections. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has intercepted 2,465,000 tablets of tramadol at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi said the pharmaceutical opioid weighed 2.256 kilograms with an estimated street value of 1.04 billion naira. According to Babayemi, the seizure was made barely a week after 30.5 million pills of tramadol worth 8.8 billion naira were found in one of the mansions of a billionaire drug baron in Victoria Garden City, Lagos. NDLEA said the latest seizure, a consignment of 52 cartons, came into Nigeria from Karachi, Pakistan, with 6 different airways bills via an Ethiopian Airlines flight. The Borno State Police Command says 389 officers have died fighting Boko Haram terrorists in the state in the past 11 years. Speaking during the inauguration of a newly constructed police station and barracks at Bene Sheikh, the headquarters of Kaga local government area of the state, the Commissioner of Police, Abdul Umar, said 450 others were injured in the war against the insurgency. According to the CP, over 24 police barracks and 30 stations were razed or destroyed, while several pieces of equipment were carted away or destroyed by the terrorists. This is Osrc News at 7. We will take a short break. We'll be back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Moving ahead, it was an atmosphere to display love and brotherhood as sons and daughters of Akure gathered for the grand finale of the 2022 Ule-Futa Festival. The Deji of Alade Lucy Alade Toyibo, who received homage from indigenes and non-indigenes alike, called on the people to remain committed to the growth of the town. OSRC Zaid Aribisala has the report.
The MKO Abiola Democracy Park in the heart of Akure, Ondo State capital, came alive for the grand finale of the Ule-Futa Festival. The week-long celebration is a significant part of Akure culture, which marks a period to appreciate God for a new traditional year. The Deji of Alade Lucy Alade Toyibo, who as part of the festival's dictates returns from a 7-day seclusion, is welcomed by sons and daughters of the town. Dressed in colorful traditional attires, different groups, including women, students, and traders associations, among others, took turns to pay homage to the monarch. Non-indigenes who are residents at the state capital were not left out, as they equally identified with their host community in large numbers.
Ule-Futa Festival means a lot to me because it's the festival that brings all the Akure sons and daughters together.
Take care of your group, and it's going to give us a more dramatic approach to the whole celebration.
Appreciating the KBC and the entire people of Akure Kingdom. The committee that's working for the library that they want us to build in the palace. Allah, we are going to put a request for the Ministry of Education to make sure that this library be completed.
The 2022 Ule-Futa Festival witnessed the initiation of new programs and activities, the conduct of health outreach, the provision of scholarship to indigent students, skill and acquisition training for youths, and the launch of Akure Heritage Library.
The Ule-Futa Festival, like other major global festivals, is unique in all ramifications, without any coloration of idolatry. It is therefore a unified festival for all Akure people, residents of Akure and stakeholders of Akure prosperity.
The Deji of Alade Toyibo, who appreciated the people for their love and peaceful coexistence, enjoined indigenes and other well-meaning Nigerians to support the development of the town.
Complement other security operatives. Civil defense but I need the Amotekun support in you.
The 2022 edition of the Ulefuta Festival has no doubt recorded landmark achievements, but sustaining these successes till the next edition in 2023 and beyond is a task to be embraced by all. From the MKO Abiola Democracy Park in Akure, Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
It was a memorable moment for Oluwaseun Ebun as he finally bid bachelorhood farewell when he tied the knot with the love of his life, Okpeyemi Onyidamola. The wedding ceremony, which was held at Akure South Local Government Marriage Registry, had in attendance family members and friends. Osrc Oluseye Akinwalere now completes the report.
The couple exchanged their marital vows under the watchful eyes of the marriage registrar Segun Oluwaina, who pronounced them husband and wife. The newlyweds went forward to sign the marriage register as Mr. and Mrs. The couple, Oluwaseun and Okwemi Bello, who could not hide their joy, promised to be faithful to each other and build a solid and peaceful home together.
I'm glad today has come to reality.
Thank God for how everything has been playing out. I feel happy.
The couple's parents, Deacon and Deaconess Benson Olayode and Mr. and Mrs. Olasukomi Bello, implored the couple to be patient with each other and may God the head of their home.
I'm happy that she's married. I'm Almighty.
Chairman of the occasion, Mr. Eshola Olawale, and the groom's uncle, Mr. Akiumi, admonished the couple to love, respect, and support each other, no matter the situation they find themselves in, adding that they must never go against their wedding vow. Our point of the ceremony was the presentation of the wedding certificate and reception for guests. Oluseye Akinwalere, OSRC News.
The remains of late Pa Gilbert Awoshose have been laid to rest at his country home in Erigino Ekiti in Ekiti State. At St. Paul's Anglican Church in Erigino Ekiti, the officiating minister, Venerable Anthony Ajayi, described Pa Gilbert Awoshose as a great man who would be missed. Our reporter, Gbenga Oluwajana, was there and now completes the report.
The final journey of late Pa Gilbert Awoshose, which began with the funeral service at St. Paul's Anglican Church in Erigino Ekiti, brought family, friends, as well as other dignitaries together as they paid their last respect to the departed. The officiating minister, Venerable Anthony Ajayi, said people should live to honor God with the consciousness of going back home someday.
We are sojourners here, and as we sojourn here, we should play our own parts because Baba Gilbert Ojo Awoshose has done his own part here.
Thereafter, the dust-to-dust rite was performed at the church premises. Sons and daughters of the deceased, including Mrs. Bosede Balogun, eulogized their late father as an upright man and successful farmer who was a lover of peace during his lifetime.
My father was a very hardworking, honest, lovely, cheerful giver, and very intelligent.
My father is an hardworking person and does not like when somebody is lazy. He does not lie and he likes to stand on his point, and is a determined person.
My daddy was a very nice, loving, caring father.
We grew up knowing our grandfather as father. So everybody calls him father, 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 father. So we got used to father. We are not even used to grandpa. Well, one thing I can say is that I can remember the time we went for a wedding ceremony of one of his grandchildren, and then he was just trying to correct, and then he didn't even care. He just wanted us to do the right thing at the right time.
At the reception, guests urged children of the deceased to exhibit the qualities for which late Pa Gilbert Awoshusi was known for.
Baba is a successful farmer. The only thing I say is that I will miss him greatly because he's generous. After his harvest, he will share his crops.
Aged 81, late Pa Gilbert Awoshusi, popularly called Lawyer, was born in 1941 and until his death on July 19, 2022, was a successful farmer. From Erijin Ekiti, Binga, Oluwajano, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has mourned a former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Vincent Ogbulafo. Ogbulafo died on Friday at the age of 73. In a statement by his spokesman, Garba Shehu, Buhari commiserated with leaders and members of the PDP, the Olokoro royal family in Umuahia, the government, and the people of Abia over the loss of the former party chieftain. The president said Ogbulafo would be remembered for his role in the nation's democratic growth and commended the late PDP chieftain's zeal in sustaining the unity and progress of the country. Buhari prayed that God would accept the soul of the departed and comfort his family. On the foreign scene, Ireland's Prime Minister Taoiseach Michael Martin has said the nation is in mourning after a petrol station explosion killed 10 people. The blast in County Donegal happened in the village of Kriloslow on Friday afternoon. The victims, 4 men, 3 women, a teenage boy and girl, and a young girl were from the village of surrounding areas, said the Irish police. Odwaya Sawyer reports. Our sincere apologies for the delay. Moving ahead, SME are crucial contributors to job creation and economic growth in both high and low income countries. A stronger SME sector can bolster Nigeria's resilience by bolstering and diversifying the domestic economy. Yet experts say the reality is uniquely underwhelming for Nigerians' SME sector. In this report, Joy Pius takes a look at the challenges and prospects of SMEs in Nigeria. The report.
According to the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, small and medium-scale enterprises in Nigeria have contributed about 48% of the national gross domestic product in the last 5 years. With a total number of about 17.4 million, they account for about 50% of industrial jobs and nearly 90% of the manufacturing sector. This is an indication of the potentials domiciled in the sector. However, due to the country's dire economic circumstances, at least 1.9 million SMEs have been lost since 2017. According to an independent report, business closures persist at an alarming rate.
We're talking about policies and regulations. We're talking about structure. Now, for some startups and even for medium enterprise businesses, you realize that to access basic amenities, where you have to spend virtually half of your entire money on running costs. You see somebody and say, "Oh, my startup we're having about 4 million operational costs." But when you look at that entire amount, they are literally doing the government's work. They are providing their water, providing their food, providing their fuel, providing electricity and all of that.
Right. So there's a lack of that financial education within the SME space, particularly in this part of the world, right? So people know how to get loans from microfinance agencies, but they don't know how to make that money make more money.
Key factors plaguing the sector are unstable power supply, the effect which has worsened with the sharp increase in the price of diesel, and the difficulty in accessing foreign exchange.
We discovered that electricity is one of something that is eating our bone, especially we, the small-scale industry. I can use myself again as a case study. In a day, at least, I use not less than 3,000 or 4,000 petrol. So if our government, especially the government of this country, can see to it, at least give us an enablement environment and give us a stable electricity, definitely we will definitely grow.
If the inflation, is somehow reduced, if it comes down and the naira has much more value than it is now, everything will fall back into place.
The potency of SMEs to drive the country's ailing economy is evident in the success stories, notwithstanding the hostile environment.
The progress of every entrepreneur is the progress of the country. So if an average entrepreneur is affected, by the economic situation of the country, there's no way it will not affect the country. When you are doing well, the country will.
The laws and policies are not exactly working yet to support the development of infrastructures that will change the SME space. So once we have those laws, we have those policies in place, then we can begin to expect that infrastructures will grow out of the earth based on the strength of that policy.
The government also has a role in the grand scheme of work. Everyone is connected in making them sustainable. Because the key word right here is that it's not that they are not small businesses. It's not that they are not startups. It's just that most of them are not sustainable.
The recommendation from stakeholders to give breath to SMEs is for government to see to the stability of the economy, remove multiple taxation, increase ease of doing business, remove regulatory hurdles, end erratic power supply and inflation, and improve access to government grants. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
And on sports, former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has been ranked #1 by the Ring magazine in the latest rankings, while rival Tyson Fury misses out after he gave up his belt when he announced he was retired in August. Joshua suffered his second consecutive defeat to Alexander Usyk in September, which has put him out of the heavyweight world title picture for the first time in several years. Fury declared he had retired from the sport after his successful title defense against Dillian Whyte, but has now announced he will return in December. The Ring magazine belt is not a typical world title like the WBA, WBC, IBF and WBO, but regarded as a prestigious trophy handed out only when the best fight the best. And with that, we conclude the news at 7. But before we go, another look at the top stories. The Ondo State House of Assembly has pledged its continued support to the Amotekun Corps in the protection of citizens of the state. The Second Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP has asked President Buhari and 36 state governors to ensure people's right to hold rallies as campaigns of the 2023 elections kick off. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Ireland is in mourning after a petrol station explosion that left 10 people dead. Among the dead are 3 children. And that's the news. Thanks so much for watching. Good evening.